Anyway, time for some actual electrical content. First of all, yeah, if you're watching this video and you want to learn more about drilling, just fucking stop and go and watch this video by Tim Hulkin on drilling. Because Tim Hulkin has got some of the most amazing videos on this. He's got a maker series that this video is part of. Go and watch that and then come back to this, because this is better. Yeah, I was going to give you some tips for electricians, but go and watch his Tim Hulkin video, and then while you're there, watch all of his videos, because they're all fucking outstanding, especially the maker ones that are on like bearings, bushers, glues. Anyway, I digress, but go and watch that as part of this video, because that is all about hole drilling. So if you're new to the game, if you're younger, that hole drilling video is really, really good. I would probably say out of tools, the tool I have the most of his drill bits, because I use the right tool for the right job. And that doesn't mean having a decent set of drill bits by some brand. That means having a lot of drill bits by lots of brands. Also, I do a lot of tapping. I don't drill holes and put a nut and bolt out. I'd rather tap. And I suspect these are the drill bits that most electricians like to come into contact with. Cone cutters are very, very popular nowadays because they're so cheap now. When I was an apprentice, they were very expensive. Starrett style hole saws, I personally like to use Starrett. I think they're decent. I don't think anyone makes a better one. And I think most people that moan about how shit they are using on goo. And then HSS, high speed steel. These are like what they call jobber bit. Just for rough cutting all sorts of bits. Now I can get right in the weeds with this, so I'll start off with HSS ones, but let me show you some others. This is a box here of Cobalt. Cobalt drills, which we purchased because we had a large amount of stainless steel to drill. And I think there's like 100 quid of drills in here, along with this 16mm. But an HSS looks like this. It's incredibly hard to focus on these kind of things, you fucking prick. Focus. There you go, look. It's not just a sharp edge, it's got a chisel tip, look. Can you see? Is that a resharpen, or has that got some edging? See there, see that flat bit? It's so hard to get. Yeah, it's not pointy. Drill bits aren't pointy. If you look from above, they've got like they've got like a smaller drill bit on them. So it's not a point, it's not a sharp point. Focus, you fuck. We're going to talk about how to use these drills. All HSS drills, but particularly this one, you need goo. Yeah, you can't drill stainless. Well, you can do anything you want. But you can't really drill stainless without goo, for reasons we're going to get to later in this video. Then, a twist of these are high-speed steel drills. It's just a normal HSS jobber drill, yeah. You buy them, they drill through the vast majority of things reasonably well. Particularly XL, stainless steel in a drill press like that. That's really what it's designed for, but you can use them in your hand drill and all that. Then we've got other drills. So these ones here, these sets, it's not that I bought the sets, I just want them in sets. So this one here, look, it says plastic only, because these drills remain sharp because they're for plastics, but also they've had a slight adjustment made where you get a diamond file and you knock back the edge. Yeah, they wasn't purchased for plastic, they're just a normal set of drill bits that I bought to use exclusively for plastic. And what I've done is I've took the edge off with a diamond file so that they're not as clingy, so they drill through nice without sucking it in. That particular set there has had the same thing happen to it. They've been knocked back on the edge, but this is a set that I keep just for brass. Yeah, because those two sets will probably last me the rest of my lifetime if I only cut those materials with them. Whereas these jobber drills will not last me a lifetime. Well, not my lifetime. But let's talk about the drilling process and what that is for any drill. But I'll use this drill bit as an example because it's the biggest one I've got in HS, which is like a 14. And I'll zoom into it on YouTube, but on that you can just see there now, I've actually managed to get that in focus, look, that so hard with the phone. There you go, you can see the little flat bit on it. Let me draw that on a bit of paper so it's easy to see. That's it from above, yeah. That bit there is called the tip. That's like, it's twisting, a bit like a corkscrew twisting that. These are the cutting edges. These bits down the middle are called the flutes, and this bit's called the shanks. That's the tip, that's the bit your mum likes. and that's the shank. That's what your dad made when he's in prison. But that's what it was like from above. But what you see is these cutting edges don't exist in the centre of the drill. You need to get the centre of the drill in there to do that. But let's talk about what's happening on these things, because drilling is not drilling, which sounds ridiculous. Drilling is not really a cutting method. I know that sounds weird, but it's not. Drilling is rotational scraping. Yeah, that's what it is. You are scraping something, but it's doing it in a rotating motion. So as these twist round, it's just scraping the surface to get in there. You'll notice, because it's got I think the 30 degrees they are. So the scraping's happening at 30 degrees, and the point is going forward, the tip is going forward first. The tip, obviously not on your pilot hole, excuse the pilot hole, the tip should not be touching the material. The tip should be enter the tip. The tip should be entering the pilot hole. So your pilot hole is the smallest hole you can drill. Now, my favourite pilot hole that I find for electrical things is a 3.3 mil. I know you're thinking, why not 3 mil? Well, I'll tell you. Obviously, that's the whole point of this fucking video, isn't it? I keep 3 mil drill bits in case I need to drill a 3 mil hole. But I keep 3.3 mil drill bits as my standard entry-level drill bit. One, because a 3.3 mil drill bit is a pilot for a number 8 self-tapper, right? Also, 3.3 mil is a nice part where the tip is incredibly small. We'll never see it on this camera. And it'll plough through material whilst leaving a reasonable size hole that will enable you, because the thickness of that drill is thicker than the tip of that 6 mil. So then your tip goes in. The idea being that, in my personal experience drilling as an electrician, everything gets drilled with a 3.3 mil drill. In fact, on a lot of jobs I used to do, we'd have a drill that only had a 3.3 mil drill in it. And then you move up in 3 to 4 millimetre increments maximum, and the final hole you make is no more than 1 millimetre. So, for example, to drill a 10 millimetre hole that you want to be round, so to drill a 10 mil hole, or 10.5 mil hole, because you want the 0.5 mil clearance, you put, say, a 10 mil bolt for it, you would drill a 3.3, then I'd probably go to like 5.5, because that's a standard drill I keep. Then I'd probably do an 8.5, then I'd probably do a 10, then I'd ream it, which is the final part of drill to make a round hole. That's the phrase, is the last hole is reaming. I'd ream it with a 10.5 mil drill bit that I kept sharp. This will, with another couple of things. So let's talk about the pilot first. There's the pilot look. So you can see there the pilot hole is keeping off the chisel. So the chisel tip is never touching the work because of the pilot hole. So that means that your bigger drill bits stay sharper for longer. So one good way to increase the life of your drill bits is to move up in increments, because although you'll get through a lot of 3.3 mil drill bits, they'll go blunt and snap, you won't waste all your bigger drill bits because the chip and the chisels will stay sharper because they're not doing as much work. Also, going up those increments, you'll get a round hole. If you drill a big hole straight off the bat, you'll get a triangular hole. Believe me, that's what happens, yeah? You don't have to go up in that many increments. Maybe you're a bit rougher than me. Maybe you're drilling thinner material. You could probably go 3.3, 6, 10 if you want. But you'll fuck a drill bit. You'll fuck it up. But the more increments you use, the less wear will occur to your drill bits, and the longer they'll last. And when they last longer, the cheaper. So I'm going to cover another thing that I found to make drill bits last loads longer that someone told me in the machine shop once. And that goes for these as well. These are just scraping tools. Look, there's just lots of little teeth scraping away at the metal. And particularly with these as well, and the HSSs, the secret to them lasting longer, and some of these are seriously old. I've got old saws when I was an apprentice. The secret to making them last longer is don't overheat them. Because there's a little thing that happens when you drill a hole that not a lot of people know about, which I'll tell you about now, which stops them overheating. When you drill a hole with a hole saw, or this kind of saw, you are effectively just scraping the metal away. But you are scraping the metal away with another piece of metal. The trick is that these will have been made on some sort of machine, however they make them. They'll have had the edges put on some sort of sharpening machine. Then they would have gone through some heating process where they get the metal and they heat it up to a certain level, and then they cool it quickly in either oil or water, which then hardens the tip at the end. Therefore, the drill is harder than the material it's cutting. Therefore, it will cut it and not let the material it's trying to cut it the other way around. If you're cutting things like brass, which is a soft metal, that's why I have sets of drill bits that I've took the edge off because they're too sharp and they're too hard. And if you're cutting things like plastics, you want to maybe be sharp or not. But anyway, the general crack is let's do steel, cutting steel, because that's the most popular. This steel drill bit will cut steel because its end is sharp, and the end will stay sharp for hundreds and hundreds of holes if looked after properly, because it's been heat treated to be hard. Now, the trick is here is, if you get it hot, it will be heat treated in another way. So maybe, I don't know, the best way to heat treat a drill bit is to heat it up to, say, 800 degrees and dip it quickly in water. Don't quote me on that, that's made up. But what I'm saying is, if you drill dead hard and fast with it and heat it to 1,000 degrees, which is not going to be that hard if you just ram that round a bit of metal without, while it's blunt, that you can get a drill bit to go red hot. And then you will melt it, change the tempering of it, which is how hard it is. And you'll also blunten the edge, because all the thin metal edges will get hot and just melt, and you'll end up with an extremely blunt drill bit. That's how it works. You need to get that heat out. That is the secret to having drill bits that last ages. That is the secret to machine tooling, is you need to get the heat you're creating out of the drilling area. And there's a couple of ways that happens. We'll use wood because it's quicker and safer. That's the material. That's the drill. But something else is at play. Can you see what it is? Right, this is called sawdust, but if this was metal, these would be called chips. And when you drill a hole, a lot of the time, the heat leaves the cutting face, which is here, submerging the wood, because the heat is transferred direct to the chips. The chips are thrown up the flutes and flown out. And that is why not every hole you drill overheats, because the chips act as a medium for the heat to leave the drill bit and get out. So the more chips you have getting out, the longer your drill bit will last. Which is why if you go from a small drill bit, like a 3mm to a 10mm, the chips, there's less of them and they're bigger. They get thrown out quicker. Whereas when you go up through different levels of drill bit, you have a lot more chips created and the heat gets out and your drill bits last longer because they're cooler. On steel, the chips will take away a lot of the heat. On titanium or expensive metals like stainless, the chips don't take away a lot of the heat. So you need a little bit of something more. So the chips, on, especially on stainless, it'll just overheat. It's already harder anyway. It's already harder on the drill bit, and the chips don't get out as much. That's why you need to use some of this. This one in particular is, in fact, I've got a tin over here. This is hard to get nowadays, but every good sparky knows this. Hang on. Oh, fucking love the smell of Treflex. Reminds me of being like with my teenagers. But yeah, that's Treflex cutting compound. But you absolutely want some cutting compound, because the cutting compound will lubricate the cut, make the chips cut better, and the lubrication will allow the scraping to occur without high friction, and it will let the chips get out and it'll absorb some of the heat itself. So once I got told about this, we put a tin of this in every one of our drill pots, and our drills since then, which is about 15 years ago, have always lasted loads longer than normal. So yeah, that's my top tip. That's what I got told, the chips and the lubricant. The general rule is, you shouldn't be very often, it shouldn't be very often you buy a 10mm drill bit. Yeah, you shouldn't buy one very often. You only need a couple for years. They'll last you years. But you will use a load of 3.3mm drill bits. If you get your chips right, you get your pressures right, you get your speeds right. You get your pressures right, you get your speeds right, and you use the right lubricant, you won't be struggling. The other things to watch out for is pushing too hard. You are not pushing the drill through. You've got to let it scrape and do the work. And having drills on too high speeds. Absolutely essential, yeah, that you look at speeds and feeds on the internet, because brass wants slow speeds, steel does want a high speed, but fastest is not always bestest, because you'll just fuck off all your lubricant and fuck your chips off quicker. There are a few of my top drilling tips. Maybe I'll just talk this off YouTube, who fucking knows, but there's my drilling tips. Not drilling, it's just scraping. Yeah. You need to... Don't do that fucking thing. You need to use a lubricant if you want to keep your drill bits lasting longer. Don't use too much force. Don't use too much speed. And always work your way up through the drills. Obviously, you can't do that in a cutter, but always put your pilot hole in and then let your teeth do the work. Maybe you'll save some drill bits. I'm sure if you try some of those things out, you'll save some money. Now, maybe you work for someone, you don't give a fuck. But I don't work for someone, and I've got an extensive collection of drill bits that cost me a lot of money, and I like to look after them. Because if I ain't got to spend £400 a month on drills, which I did 1 month, I haven't got to earn it ever. So yeah, there you go. Bit of boring about drilling.